Hey, we're going to sports and politics with T. I'm your host, Tanya. Tonight we have made it back to Thursday, guys. Listen, I hope everybody's enjoyed their week so far. We have made it. It is March the 5th. Listen, guys, we are already getting through that first week of March already. Let's give it up for tonight. That's right. We have made it on through. Tomorrow is Friday. The weather is getting better and better every day. It's going to be typically in the 70s this week. Tomorrow's going to be in the 80s, actually. And on the weekends, it's going to get into the mid 70s. So this week is going to turn more into spring weather, and I can't wait. All right. But yes, guys, again, I hope everybody's doing good this week. We are going to talk about a lot of things that's hit the pipeline in the last couple of days and actually in the last few hours. Some breaking news that just took place with the Donald Trump administration. Tonight, we're going to talk about Kristi Noem, who is one of the cabinet members under Donald Trump, recently just got fired by Donald Trump. Now, we're going to definitely talk about this because it's rare that you see Donald Trump firing someone from his administration. Also, we are going to take a look at the Iran war. Okay, the U.S. is going to battle right now with Iran. A lot of people think that this is another distraction. So, from the Epstein list, because isn't it, like I say, ironic that we just keep running into all these wars and, for what? Why are we fighting Iran now? Okay, that's what I'm saying. It's always when the Epstein list is getting ready to be leaked. Okay. And at the end of this show, we're going to talk about the Epstein list. Yes, there has been some breaking news with the Clintons, not Donald Trump, but yes, Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton, who Hillary, she recently testified during the Epstein trial. So we are going to listen in on some things, and actually there's some things that are linking Bill to this list. So we're definitely going to keep our eyes open on this and dissect that video at the end of this show. So let's go ahead and get started with the first segment. We're going to talk about Kristi Noem. Like I say, she was a cabinet member under the Donald Trump administration. I'm going to let you know how I feel about this once this video is over, and we'll dissect it after it's complete.
Breaking news into CNN. Kristi Noem is out as the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. We have a team of reporters on this. Let's start with Kristen Holmes at the White House. Kristen, it was, like 10 minutes ago that you were reporting that her job was in jeopardy, and now it's official.
Yep, President Trump has announced that he has fired the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. This is the first cabinet position that he has fired during his second term. Of course, the only other high-profile ouster we've had like this was when Mike Waltz served as the head of the National Security Council. He was the National Security Advisor. So President Trump just posted this on Truth Social. He said, "I am pleased to announce that the highly respected United States Senator from the great state of Oklahoma, Mark Wayne Mullen, will become the United States Secretary of Homeland Security effective March 31st, 2026. And Boris, just so you know, this is one of the names that we had heard he was floating in these conversations he was having with lawmakers on Capitol Hill. The current Secretary, Kristi Noem, who has served us well and has had numerous and spectacular results, especially on the border, will be moving to be Special Envoy for the Shield of the Americas, our new security initiative in the Western Hemisphere. We are announcing on Saturday in Doral, Florida. I thank Kristi for her service at Homeland. Again, this is a huge deal, Boris. This is the first time he is firing a cabinet member. He has been incredibly reluctant this term to shuffle any of his staff, any of his officials, because of the perception of his first term when he was in office, that it was a revolving door. However, as we reported, we were told that the catalyst for this was essentially this appearance that she made, this hearing in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee, in which she claimed President Trump had signed off on a $200 million ad campaign that featured her asking illegal immigrants to self-deport. President Trump has now said publicly he didn't do that. And of course, all of this is amid the fallout that we saw from Minnesota, from Minneapolis. And there had been pushback on the Hill and from many of President Trump's allies that Kristi Noem was not the right person for the job, but many of them had been careful to walk a very thin line, not getting too far out there. But clearly, we are told now that this hearing put Trump over the edge in terms of his anger factor. Now he has fired Noem, replacing her, with this Oklahoma senator.
All right, Kristen, this is huge news as we are getting this, that Trump is replacing Kristi Noem as DHS secretary and moving her to a special envoy position, which is certainly a demotion and something that is meant to give her a little cover as she is getting ousted here. Kristen, thank you so much. If you could stand by for us there at the White House. Let's go to Priscilla Alvarez, who has been tracking this for us. What are you learning?
That's the sound of an American oil company hard at work. Want to be a part of it? Listen up.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrara.
Well, I have been hearing from Homeland Security officials who are stunned. Of course, they had been talking amongst themselves over the last several weeks and months, anticipating that the secretary may be out soon, given a series of missteps that they perceived she had done over the last several weeks. And one of those in particular, many of those in particular, are stemmed in what happened in Minneapolis. Recall, of course, that surge of federal agents for that immigration enforcement operation where 2 U.S. citizens were fatally shot by federal agents. And it was the secretary who came out in that immediate aftermath, calling them domestic terrorists, something that she was grilled on during the congressional hearings this week, but that also shocked Homeland Security officials that she would so quickly draw conclusions over such incidents. And recall, too, that President Trump, in the aftermath of those shootings, had dispatched White House border czar Tom Homan to try to resolve the issues on the ground. It was the most high-profile rebuke over the course of the last year of the secretary and the way that she was managing the department and the immigration enforcement mission. Now, of course, the White House said at the time that she was in lockstep with Tom Homan, but it was also clear internally that there had been long simmering tensions there. So all of this to say that it had been building over some time now, what was happening in the department, the management of the department between her and her chief advisor, Corey Lewandowski, who was serving as a special government employee. There had been multiple concerns from within the department about the way that she was handling things, even most recently when she said that she was suspending TSA PreCheck, and then the department had to reverse that within hours. So this has been just a shock for a lot of Homeland Security officials who, even though they thought the writing was on the wall with her leaving at some point, the fact that it has happened now in the wake of these hearings just has them all scrambling.
Priscilla Alvarez, please stand by. Let's go to Manu Raju, who's live on Capitol Hill. Manu, I promised that at some point I would ask you about the situation with Kristi Noem and these hearings. Clearly, they were disastrous.
Yeah, and no question about it. And there have been a lack of support for Kristi Noem throughout, and a growing number of Republicans expressing frustration, concern, and actually, frankly, not even saying if they would support her continuing in the job. And no doubt that echoed at the White House, and the President Trump clearly had some of those similar concerns as well. But I want you to listen to what some of the Republicans told me just in the last day about whether they would continue supporting Kristi Noem staying in that job. Do you have confidence in Secretary Noem?
Time will tell.
Would you vote for her again if you had a chance?
Time will tell.
Do you have confidence in her?
I'm not going
Secretary?
to answer that. That's not my decision.
But you voted to confirm her.
That's not my decision. If the president, that's up to the president. I want to be a team player, and I want to secure the border, and I want to enforce our immigration laws. But I'm tired of trying to explain behavior that is inexplicable to me.
If you had a chance to vote for her again, would you?
I'm not going to answer that, Manu. You can try 1,000 times, mate. Lots of luck to you.
Okay, let's stop right there. Do you see how the Republicans are? You know, she didn't do her job. Okay, it's just that simple. And he asked, would you vote? Now, you know, if Donald Trump fires you, that's bad. Okay, especially if you're a Republican and a white woman at that. Okay, I can expect a black Republican getting fired, but this is a white Republican. That means you really, really didn't do your job. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but and these guys, they know what to say. They don't want to come out and say it because it's going to make them look bad. Okay, they're not going to go against the president because then that'll be their job. They're not going to say, "Yeah, I'd vote for her again." Absolutely. Okay, when your boss, your leader, just fired her. Okay, so again, she didn't do what she was supposed to do. We had Americans that got killed under her watch, trying to protect the borders. Okay. And actually, Jasmine Crockett, she drilled her the other day and during the hearings, and I mean it was ugly. Okay, she really didn't have anything to say. You know, the only time I've seen Donald Trump fire somebody, of course, you know he fired Omarosa. That was years ago, but of course she was black. But this actually shocked me. I'm not gonna lie. I was very, very, very surprised that he got rid of her. Okay, so it just goes to show that nobody is protected at this point. Okay, even some of these diehard MAGA Republicans, and you saw the picture. You saw she had a "Make America Great Again" hat on her head. She is a diehard Trump supporter. He still fired you because you did not do what you were supposed to do. Okay, it's just that simple. And all these guys, they have no spine. They can't stand up to Donald Trump, and they're not going to go against Donald Trump. So of course, this is the easy way out. Okay, they're not going to answer the question. And to me, if you're going to vote, you're going to vote. If you're not, you're not, right? But again, no spine, no courage, and they're not going to go against Donald Trump because first of all, they are fearing their jobs too. And so if he gets whiffed that they would vote and Donald Trump hears that, he may have them fired. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy, guys, how, you know, again, they just cannot muster up the courage to be their own man, to be their own boss. Okay. All right. So anyway, let's talk about the Iran war. This has been going on for a few days now, and it's people are saying the U.S. is not doing well right now. In fact, a lot of people are trying to assist with the war. You know, we're going to listen in on Tabitha Speaks. Of course, that's somebody that I look at as far as politics, and she talks about the Iran war and how now we are relying on Ukraine. Now, this is that was with Zelensky. He came and visited. I know I did a show for him last year when he visited the White House for help. Well, now they're saying that the U.S. is trying to come to him for assistance. Isn't that ironic, right? So anyway, let's listen in on Tabitha Speaks, and she's going to talk about the Iran war and what this means for the United States. All right. Let's take a little time to load here. In fact, you know what? Let's talk about this first. I want to get with the Epstein and then we'll come back to that because I think this is actually, I've got to hit this first. Okay, so this is the third segment. I'm gonna put this segment and then we're gonna do the other one last. Okay, this one is about, of course, Epstein. Hillary Clinton, she testified against well, not against her husband, but let's just say there's a lot of things that are linking Clinton into this. They're saying a lot of people are on this list, guys. Let's go ahead and look at this video first, and then I'm going to dissect this, and then we'll come back to Tabitha Speaks after this segment is over.
Video has been released of former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton giving their testimony to the House Oversight Committee about the relationship and interactions with the disgraced billionaire sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. These are the 6 wildest moments from the depositions. Number 6, Bill reveals background on viral hot tub photo.
So do you recall the details of this photo or recall the photo being taken?
No, I don't think I ever knew the photo was taken.
Okay, and for those who can't see it, it's a photo of you in a hot tub. There's a person next to you here. Do you remember where it was taken? Where was it taken?
I'm almost sure that this pic, and I think there's an adjacent photograph, which you probably have, that if people saw it, they would feel that someone was trying to con them showing this picture. But anyway, this picture was taken in Brunei. Anyway, he wanted, when he knew I was coming, he said he wanted to help me with my AIDS initiative, and he invited me to stay there. And he said, I want you to stay at this hotel, and I hope you'll use the pool. So I did, and then I got out and went to bed, exhausted.
Well,
He's asking you in the pool
it
area.
appears this photo, there's a girl over here, or there's someone.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
But he's also asking you in the pool area whether other
Yes,
individuals.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, so you don't know.
No, and then there were other people in the pool.
Okay, so do you remember, were they under 18? Would you know? No.
Were they part of your traveling party, he's asking you?
Yes, they were, I think. I think everybody there was part of our party. It was late at night and late-ish. And I also believe that there was a Secret Service agent there at the other end of the pool.
And then I have to ask this, did you engage in any sexual activity
No.
with this person?
Number 5, Hillary gets questioned on wacky Pizzagate conspiracy.
Have you reviewed any 2025-2026 Epstein files that were released that you believe reference or relate to those specific 2016 claims regarding the Podesta emails, Comet Ping Pong Pizza used as code possibly?
I'm sorry, does
You're
this
asking her about whether she's reviewed emails in the Epstein files, which relate to the wacky Pizzagate
You
scandal.
can characterize it however you want. I just would like to know if she's familiar with any of them.
So
She's
excuse me,
commenting.
your question is about whether or not she has reviewed any emails in the Epstein release files about Pizzagate.
Correct.
Pizzagate was totally made up. It was an outrageous allegation that ended up hurting a number of people. That caused a deranged young man to show up with his assault rifle and shoot up a local pizzeria. I can't believe you're even referencing it. I don't follow the crazy conspiracy stories that are online. I regret that anybody does. I find it quite sad, but also disturbing that people would believe some of what is put forth, like Pizzagate. So I have taken no steps to review anything that might have any connection to something which I think is totally bogus.
Number 4, Bill sticks up for President Trump.
The president never, this is 20-something years ago, never said anything to me to make me think he was involved in anything improper with regard to Epstein either. He just didn't. He just said we were friends, and then we had a falling out over a land deal.
Do you recall whether President Trump elaborated at all on the great times that he had with Jeffrey Epstein?
No, and at the time, I didn't put any, sexual spin on it.
And as far as you recall, President Trump characterized the nature of the ending of their friendship as being solely due to the real estate.
That's what he said.
Number 3, Hillary explodes at Nancy Mace during questioning on Howard Lutnick.
And then how do you know Howard Lutnick?
I know Howard Lutnick because when I was senator on 9/11, the firm he headed, Cantor Fitzgerald, suffered the greatest loss of life. As I recall, something like 650 50 of his employees were murdered by terrorists that day. Howard Lutnick missed being a victim because he was delayed dropping his child off to kindergarten. You asked the question. I'm going to answer your question.
Now you're gonna
This was what I spent my time doing.
I'm a survivor trying to look out for other survivors, trying to
and I was taking care of the people who lost 3,000 lives
and now you're being
at World
defiant
Trade
and
Center.
indignant today.
You asked me
I have
about
met
Howard
with Epstein
Lutnick.
survivors. I'm a survivor myself. You have emails. You've denied that Jeffrey Epstein, that you tried to get Jeffrey Epstein to give money to you.
I did
but
not.
Howard Lutnick was
If you
used
have
to
an
get
email
money.
with me asking Jeffrey
I
Epstein
have
for
an
money,
email from Howard Lutnick sending it to Jeffrey Epstein and his people to raise money for you for an event, an intimate event for you at his offices at Cantor Fitzgerald. You're going to sit here today and obfuscate and say to this committee, you didn't try to get money from Jeffrey Epstein when there was an intimate event in an email that Howard Lutnick emailed to Epstein's people and Epstein to get him to come to your intimate event at Cantor Fitzgerald, a very small event. And so I'm not going to put it. You want to yell at me, that's fine, but I'll yell right back.
Well,
okay?
Ooh, they getting the gloves off, y'all. Hey, she said this was an intimate event here. Don't come at me, honey. We got emails circulating. Look, this is going to get real. Now, you see where Bill was trying to take up for Donald Trump. He's trying to say they were just friends and that was it. And that, my thing is why are y'all there? He's in the tub, the hot tub. Like, you can't tell me you didn't know any of this stuff was going on. He's trying to say he don't even remember him being in the tub. Like, how do you not remember being in a huge tub with people? It's
doing the job that you would not do and refuse to do as Secretary of State. Thank you, and I yield back to
no, I'm going to finish answering the question, which I have a right to do.
Number 2, Bill says he hasn't sent an email since the Kosovo War.
So you did not email. How often do you send emails? Or did you send emails?
Have you ever sent an email, Mr. President?
I sent one email to John Glenn, Senator John Glenn, when he was in space at age 77. And I sent an email to the men and women aboard a U.S. ship in the Adriatic during the Kosovo War.
Have you sent any other emails, Mr. President? He's asking.
Since then, I'm not sure I've sent one.
Okay.
And number 1, Hillary nearly...
He said he's not sure if he sent one. That wasn't a yes or no.
...storms off after photo leaks during the deposition.
Excuse me, can I interrupt?
I have
There are photos that are being released of the secretary as she is testifying from inside this room. Can you please advise me as to whether or not that's permissible and consistent with the rules, particularly given that we have asked for a public hearing? If there are photos that are being released of the secretary as she is testifying, can you please explain how that? I'm done with this. If you guys are doing that, I am done. You can hold me in contempt from now until the cows come home. This is just typical behavior.
We will go off the record.
So I would like to
She said,
understand.
you can just hold me contempt. I'm done with this.
How that's permissible. It doesn't matter. We all are abiding by the same rules.
I will take that down.
Yeah, well. I would like to take a break at this moment. I'm done for now.
Ooh. Oh, it got kind of heated during this hearing for Epstein. My God. Why everybody so upset? I want to see Donald Trump testify. Okay, I know everybody's taking up for him and this and that and this and that, and that's fine. But until we hear it from the horse's mouth, okay, Bill was trying to say he don't remember being in the pool, and now they're trying to link Hillary into this too. Like, you're not innocent because we got pictures. Oh, she got hot, y'all. This is going to get really ugly. I can see that already. And look, we're going to talk about the Iran war. We're just going to cover that on Thursday, okay? Because I kind of want to stay on this because this is really, really important. This is my thing, guys, and I've said this since day one. if you don't have anything to hide, if you don't have any guilt or any things in the closet that's going to fall out the closet, you should say release it with no problem. Okay. I haven't heard anything from Donald Trump saying, I want its release. Some people say that he has said it. I haven't heard him. But if that's the case, we want to just release it. Just get it over with. Okay. Because let's talk about the distractions that's been going on for these next few minutes, because I've been wanting to cover this um, for a little bit. You know, in the beginning of the year, they talked about Minnesota, right? ICE killing Americans and, Somalians taking over Minnesota. And then it went to we're fighting Brazil. And then it went to he wants to buy Greenland, right? And now he came out with a racist cartoon depicting the Obamas as apes, okay? And now we're fighting the Iran war, okay? And so the list keeps going on and on and on and on. And this is what I'm saying. It's a way to deter your attention away from the Epstein list, okay? Because think about it. We have no reason to be warring right now. In fact, when he was president, when he became president, he stated during the election he was not going to start any wars. And as you can see, we're in one. Okay, and I don't think we're doing that well either, according to some people that have been speculating. Now, my thing is this too. He's not forthcoming. Okay. Yes, you see Bill Clinton standing up for him a little bit, saying that, hey, they were just friends, and there's nothing he didn't see where there was any guilt or anything like that. But my question is why are you there? Okay. What? Yes, he could be friends, but if as big as he was and as well known as Epstein was, you mean to tell me you had no inclination at all? Because again, we're talking about rich, powerful people, rich men that have the power, that can do whatever they want. Okay. And so I'm just not buying into this whole idea. Like he said, I don't even remember the pool. I don't know who that lady was. I don't remember. I kind of remember not. He said, I don't think I sent any more emails. And trust me, I know he's up in age, so he probably don't remember everything, but I'm just not buying it, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not buying this whole fiasco, okay? So you see Hillary getting upset. You see she was ready to storm out because they were pressing her, y'all. They were pressing her. They want to know, what do you know about X, Y, and Z? And that's another thing. Why are you upset? Just answer the question. Okay, if she come with a different question, you answer that question. There was no reason to get up. For me, it was like sometimes when people get upset, sometimes you wonder, is there an underlying element there? You know what I'm saying? Like somebody's hiding something. Because, when she was running for president, she deleted a lot of emails. Well, they say she got rid of a lot of emails when she was running, but trying to hide stuff. Okay. Here, you see she's trying to storm out. She said, you can just hold me contempt, blah, 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 blah. But you should be calm as a tat. Right? I mean, if you ask me a question, you can ask it 10 different ways. It wouldn't matter to me. I'm still going to give you the same answer 10 different ways. That's just how I see it. Why get upset? Why get your chest swole like a peacock? Why get huff and puff? And why do they agitate you that bad? So anyway, guys, we're just going to keep looking at this. We're going to look at some more of it on Thursday. But again, I hope y'all have enjoyed for tonight. We will be back on Thursday at 8 p.m. And did y'all enjoy the show tonight? All right. But yes, and also we are going to cover the Iran war as well, to keep the tabs on that, because it is a huge deal. We want to make sure that we're covering everything as we speak. Okay. And so, but anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed. If you enjoyed the content, please hit like, share, and subscribe. And also, if you can, please hit the notification bell. That way you won't miss any episodes every time I come on to YouTube. I will be back on Monday at 8 p.m. And again, I hope everybody enjoyed the rest of your night and weekend. Okay. All right, guys. So everybody, I will see everybody on Monday at 8 o'clock. And everybody have a great week. Take care. Bye-bye.